Today I wanted to talk about a follow focus system that may change the way you work. Let's get into it.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold.
One of my pet peeves with any follow focus system is, it's going to be a few things, is the wires that I have to hook up, if I have to hit it with a V-mount battery or connect it to external batteries. Keeps my rig really kind of big. Now that's fine if I'm using a larger camera, but for a smaller setup, I really want to be super mobile, lightweight. So looking at this new product, I got really excited. So PDMOVIE sent me this follow focus system. Now it has a lot of pros that I really like about it. There's some cons as well, but it's definitely better than, I hate to say it, than the Tilta Nano. So let's get into it. So in the package itself, you get a nice little pouch. Inside that pouch, you have your 2 batteries that support the motor. You've got 2 batteries for the actual control system that you can recharge, a nice USB charger, and everything you would need to get up and going. If you wanted to, and you don't even have a cage, you can use just the actual part to go on the hot shoe, and you can put your 15mm rod there if you wanted to do it that way as well. So I think they give you enough flexibility here. You also have the follow focus ring that you can put on lenses that are not cinema lenses, which is really nice. So everything you need to get started, a really good unit. I think it's got, you know, great values so far. And let's get into how to actually put this thing together. So I've had the Tilta Nano for quite some time. Really loved it. Now it's not the strongest of motors. It worked with most of my lenses. Some heavy lenses it didn't work with it, but I had to build it up. I have to rig it up. I'd have to put a battery plate in order to power it. Sure, you can use a USB-C power bank or whatever it is and hook it up, but I really wanted to start keeping my setup a little bit lighter, especially when it's just me and I need that follow focus system. So generally what you would do is you would put it on your rail. Obviously you know what that looks like. It goes on here. The issue with this is I would have to hook up a wire, go into this situation back here, and just wires after wires after wires. And I really started hating that, and the fact that I had to power it up that way. And if that wire got loose, it would stop working, and it was kind of a nightmare. Decent follow focus, really enjoyed it for the time, but innovation comes up and people figure out better ways. Also the controller itself, although really nice, doesn't really have a handle, right? So you would either kind of mount it on that proprietary mounting thing. It had all these like smart kind of connectors on there. I never knew what it was for, but never used those. And I really didn't like the little battery that you put in there, and also that weird kind of wonky charger. Now again, I dealt with it, it was fine. I'm sure they're gonna make updates to this as well. But PDMOVIE found a newer way to kind of address some of these issues, especially if you wanna keep your rig light. So this is my Sony FX3. This time around, I said to myself, I don't want the big V-mount, the battery packs, and all that craziness that goes along with it. I just want everything really kind of easily accessible, keep it super light, so this way I can be a run and gun shooter with this camera, because using my Ursa G2, that's what I use for productions when I'm really kind of putting it on sticks or putting it on some sort of rail system, and that's fine. But for these kind of shots where I want some more freedom, be more creative, I want it to feel as light as possibly as I can. So really easily, just put the motor here. We can talk about all the accessories that it comes with, and then basically your control wheel has 2 purposes. It can just lock onto your cage, and look how small that is compared to, you know, this, which would be on here, which was always a bit odd looking. So you put this on here and you're good to go. Now it also has a hand system that you can take this off, plug it in there, and then your remote, and you can obviously view it on an external monitor. But this in itself, the motor itself is extremely strong. It's a really nicely kind of designed motor. It comes with a battery. You just slide in the battery. Let me show you what that looks like. So it comes with this little battery here. That battery just slides at the bottom, and then you're all set. This charges and has a battery inside it as well. You put it in once, they give you 2 of them. You can charge this and you're good to go. I've used this for a day straight and the battery didn't die, which is really nice. You know, a few things I'd love if it had some sort of indicator, at least, you know, to let me know when it was going to run out, but it did last the whole day, so that's kind of like makes me feel a little safer to use it, especially on production if I'm using it all day. But it does come with 2 batteries. This I think is gonna last more than a day. Overall, so far so good. The differentiator here, again, no wires needed, and the batteries are really small and compact, but look how compact this kit is. They do give you a lot of accessories if you want to mount your 15mm rail up here. I already had one down here, so I use this, but I can put this here. The reason I didn't use this all the time for something like this, and more so for a manual follow focus, is sometimes when I slide it into my tripod, this bumps it, so I can put it up here and also have my manual Tilta manual focus wheel here if I wanted to, and then put it over here so I don't have to flip-flop and switch. Overall, I think that's great. Where I feel like this particular product fits in is almost in between the Tilta Nano and the Tilta M. So I think this product fits right in the middle. So here I'm using the Tilta M. Obviously it's a much more expensive unit, and it works like a charm. It's something that most people are used to using on set. The motors are really strong. It's a great setup, but for the size of the camera and everything that goes along with it, the control is really great. It's a precise system. I feel like the PDMOVIE is right in between the Tilta Nano and the Tilta M system. Strong enough motor, and it does the job and lasts all day. So really not that much to talk about it as far as like any additional things. I do love the unique fact that you can kind of pull this off and then use your wheel, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you take this piece off here, it's simple enough, unscrew it. I got it right on my cage, so it's simple. Kind of put a little bit of pressure on there, you turn it until it stops and locks, and then that's it. So right now it's set up and I've got my follow focus wheel ready to go, and I can adjust this thing here, tighten it over here if I want to. And the best part about it is if I'm using an external monitor, let's say something like this, I can just hook this up right into this and I'm good to go. So that's a nice little feature. I'm always hesitant when I get these products and I don't know enough about a company, but they're doing some good stuff and the functionality of it has been great. I was a little rough in the beginning trying to figure out how it works, but once I did, worked like a charm, really not much to it. So again, having the follow focus wheel here, you know, doing that remotely, having a monitor off is really, really nice. So again, you've got the best of both worlds. You can go kind of off your camera, use your follow focus wheel, or take this thing off and mount it right on your camera. And then the battery itself, this is the one thing that I think some of these follow focus systems, I wish they had an on-off switch. But what happens is once you slide the battery in, the power goes right on. And now if I want to just power this thing, it will calibrate this lens really quickly. Okay, so now we're going to let this calibrate a little bit. It does its thing. You know, be very careful if you're using adapters with any one of these follow focus systems, because what happens is, especially if it's a strong motor like this one, you're going to feel that shift. So you got to be careful as you mount it, make sure that it's leveled. And let's, you know, once it's paired up, it works like a charm. On point, zero delay, nice, smooth. You can do it fast, you can do it slow. I suggest though, if you're using an adapter, to just keep it really slow and calm. But really easy to put this here, and if you decide, let's say you don't want to use this and you want to go back to your regular follow focus system, you can have it something like this. So to wrap this up, the pros of this unit is it has a lot of power, it's a strong motor, you don't need to wire it up, keeps your cage and your system really, really lightweight, especially if you were looking for this type of system. Again, if I had to compare it, it would be like the Tilta Nano system, but it almost fits right in between the Tilta Nano and the Tilta M system, which is a much more expensive system. And you've got a ton of accessories, you know, everything that you need to kind of put this thing together. I will leave the links below. So thanks again for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please leave any comments below and hit that subscribe button. This way we'll get to see new content that comes out and we'll let you know when it does. Again, it's been a while. Good to see you all, and I will talk to you guys soon.